What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, and happy Friday. How's everybody doing today? I think I got this working. At least I think I do. Um, I think the chat box is still broken. Yeah, this is the thing that was, there we go. That's better. Um, how's everybody doing? Lord Derpy, good to see you. Mystery Gaming, Jonathan Howes, Bomb Squad, Joysticks, Angus North, Carnival. That's a great game. I'm actually gonna do a separate video about Carnival at some point. That was one of it was one of the game itself is not necessarily like it's just kind of a straightforward rail shooter. But it's one of my fondest gaming memories because a friend of mine and I uh my friend Kevin, who passed away several years ago, we went into an arcade one day and we were bound and determined to get all the way to the end of Carnival. And it had it was two player. It had two guns lined up right next to each other. And we went in there with like $20 worth of quarters and played that stinking thing all the way to the end. And it was just a blast. Um, what so and to know Kevin, like he was all about that game with the whole kind of evil, scary circus thing going on. He was really big into the Insane Clown Posse. Like, I wish that I could love something as much as that man loved the Insane Clown Posse. So he was all about that Carnival arcade game. Anyway, side tangent. Lord Derpy asks if the Discord server will ever return. It's actually back now, but the link that is on all of my videos is broken. So that is um yeah, I got to work on that. Yeah, it somebody was spamming it and I didn't have time to really mess with it because we had newborn twins in the house, so wasn't really a whole lot we could do with that. So um I the reason I posted this as a mystery game is because I honestly wasn't sure which game I was going to pick to play. And I'm still not sure. So I think what I'm going to do is rather than play one game for a couple of hours, I'm just going to kind of spray to all fields and play several different kind of spooky Halloween games. And I might just spend 10 or 15 minutes on each game. And so we'll just try out a bunch of different games and kind of see how that goes. Um, if you guys have any suggestions and I have the means to play it, by all means, throw them at me. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna start off with Haunting starring Poltergeist for a little bit. I actually just did a video about that a while back, so um, there goes Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, yeah, so I thought it'd be fun to just kind of play a bunch of different things. Um, a little bit later in the stream, maybe towards the end of the stream, I want to play. There's a really old text adventure that I used to play as a kid, and it definitely would fit with kind of a Halloween theme. At some point, I want to do a video on it as well, but it's called Moon Mist. I don't know if any of you have ever played that before. Similar to Zork, yeah. It was an Infocom game, I believe, and it's kind of got like a haunted house vibe to it. You're basically a detective, um, and you kind of you have to you're trying to solve a mystery there. I think there was a murder. There's people seeing ghosts in this old mansion. We're gonna mess around with that a little bit at the end of the stream. But yeah, right now we're gonna spray to all fields here a little bit. Super Castlevania 4. Yeah, we could do that. Sweet Home. Yeah, we could do that too. Sweet Home is another one. I want to play that all the way through at some point. So that because that's a really complex game. It's actually kind of a precursor to the Resident Evil series, which is really cool. And but you almost have to know what you're doing with that game because and one interesting thing about that game is um the characters actually have permadeath. So it's possible like if one of your characters dies, that's it. That character's just dead for the rest of the game. And their special abilities will then transfer out to the other characters in your party. I think there's 4 total characters. So you can still beat the game, but like that one character just died. So that's that's pretty crazy for an NES game. Although it was technically just a Famicom game. It never came out in the US. Did you ever play Kadesh on the arcade or the TurboGrafx 16? I did not, Cold Soak. Actually, I'm not sure that I'm familiar with that. What is that particular game about? Um, Tell me a little bit about it. Um, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'll start off with Super Castlevania 4. We can do that. Um, OG Resident Evil on the PlayStation would be cool. Yeah, it would. Um, I don't have a great way of capturing PlayStation footage right now, unfortunately. So it's probably going to just be limited to 8-bit or 16-bit, or maybe Atari. We might bust out some Haunted House on Atari. That might be fun. So, pseudo side-scrolling RPG, cool. Legendary. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. I think I did. I think I might be familiar with that. Yeah. Splatterhouse. Yeah, we could do some Splatterhouse too. So, um, yeah. Somebody mentioned Castlevania. You know what? I think I'm going to play through a little bit of Castlevania for 10 or 15 minutes here just to kind of get warmed up. So let me get that rolling here. If I can get that fired up here. And there we go. It should be popping up here any second. And let me know if the volume is too high on the game audio. Every game's going to be a little bit different, so I may have to adjust it on the fly here. Looks pretty decent. Any recommendations on how to research and find out the name of a game on Windows 3.1? I've been trying to dig up info. Well, you could look on you could look on myabandonware.com if you have kind of an idea of what the game was. They've got tons of old DOS games on there. If the game is commercially available, they won't have the ability to download the game on the site. They'll have a link to GOG or wherever wherever the game is commercially available. But if the game's not commercially available, if it's just like literally abandonware, you can actually download it for free right off of there. In fact, I found Moon Mist on there, so love the mutant reviews of Mutant League and Little Nemo. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. The audio in this game can be pumped up anytime. Yeah, I can turn that up a little bit. Hang on just a second. Let's see here. Is that a little better? Let's see. Should you get a Super Nintendo or a Game Boy? Super Nintendo. Game Boy's great too, but I mean, if you've got a choice between one or the other, it's going to be Super Nintendo for sure. Oh man, I don't know how many times I've played through just the first, like, 20 or 30 minutes of this game. This is one of my go-to pick-up and play games that, it's just so easy to pick this one up and just start going on it. And this was actually one of the first games that I bought with, like, my hard-earned money, basically. Yeah, this was one of the first games that I actually just bought with my allowance money. And I just remember, I think I mean, it was a Castlevania game, but I think also I was just sold on the I think I was just sold on the box art more than anything. I need to close one thing out on my computer here. Hold on just a second. Getting a little... I had a DOSBox program open in the background, and it was chewing up my CPU here for the stream. Just a second. Yeah, this is a complete this is a complete mess. I was having all sorts of problems with OBS, and that's why the stream was delayed. So um, something's crashing here. Uh, all right, should be good now. There we go. Okay, and we're back. All right, I got to pause it again. Now I can't see the chat window. I'm having all kinds of problems here. Here we go. Ah, there it is. Okay, I was behind a little bit. Pork chop. When I was a kid, I thought this was, I literally just thought this was called the boomerang, but, because of course in the Americanized version, they tried to take out as much of the, religious overtones as they could. I can't remember if the manual still referred to it as a cross, or if it actually referred to it as a boomerang. I can't remember. Yeah, I want to get into, more of, the LucasArts games. Monkey Island and stuff like that. I also really want to do the Quest for Glory games at some point, too. That's another big one on my hit list. I've got a boxed copy of Quest for Glory 2 sitting right up there, and it's on my list. It's such a huge game. I mean, it'd be like a DOS version of Skyrim. It's crazy how big that game is. You can't beat the multi-directional whip. Yeah, I've heard arguments both ways. This is still my favorite control scheme. It is a little overpowered, but I don't really care. It's still the best way to go, so... Like, trying to play this and then going backwards and, like, when you play, when you play Castlevania Dracula X, and some of the, you know, any one after that where it just goes back to the old control scheme, it just feels like a downgrade. Especially since this was the first Castlevania that I really spent any extended amount of time with. I had rented Simon's Quest several times. Of course, I never really got very far in it because I didn't have the Nintendo Power. But, so then going from that to this, and this was the one that I owned, so this is the one that I played, you know, just over and over again. So trying to go from this to any of the other ones just always felt like a bit of a downgrade. I understand the argument that they think it was overpowered, but I don't care. Like, I thought it was perfect. Oh. Oh, thank you for the kind words, Gab. Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, see this guy with the 3 boomerangs, this isn't even... This is not much of a challenge here. And you always gotta catch the orb. That's the... You always gotta catch the orb. Is anyone looking at buying the Analog Duo? Isn't that the one that everybody's kind of mad about because there wasn't, like, there's just not enough, supply? They kind of pulled a Nintendo with not enough supply at launch. Fear of missing out, or whatever. Simon's Quest was fantastic. I don't know why everyone hated it. I like the RPG element. Yeah, like, looking back now, Simon's Quest is great. I think it's really cool. I think it has one of the best soundtracks in the whole series. All of those, pretty much every track on that is just fantastic. I mean, especially compared to this, I feel like some of the music on this is a little dreary in some of the levels. And really, that's one thing that I think is kind of a, kind of an underrated aspect of games on the NES was, you know, when they'd make a sequel, the sequel was totally different. Whether it was, you know, now Super Mario 2 was a reskin, but Simon's Quest was different than the first Castlevania. Zelda 2 was different than the first one. Star Tropics 2 was different than the first Star Tropics. I mean, at least they tried to make it different. Now every sequel is pretty much just the same game with... I mean, it seems like now everything's just... They find a formula and they stick with it, and that's just what the game is. Like, every time a new one comes out, it's just, oh, it's the same game again, with some different levels and maybe some different power-ups. Yeah, Zelda 2 was really cool, and the music was just phenomenal as well. Hey, what's going on, Fabian? Don't feel bad. I was late, too. I was having some technical difficulties. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Mike. That's very kind. Thank you. Thank you for the generosity. I really appreciate that. I did. Thank you so much. Yeah, Fabian from GamerThumb TV has been very helpful in helping me get all of this going here. I hadn't really messed with the live streaming so much since they redid a whole bunch of stuff on the behind-the-scenes stuff with YouTube, like the stuff that YouTubers see when they log in, and I was just totally confused, and Fabian was a big help. Yes, Friday Night Arcade on an actual Friday. As opposed to, like a Monday morning, which is what we usually do. Oh. This is, we've got boobs in a Super Nintendo game. Yeah, it is a little overpowered if you've got the cross, I guess. Friday afternoon arcade, yes! I always hated this water level. Because it usually, there's like a... You can accidentally lose your boomerang here if you don't pay attention where you're... There's like a... Well, I think I already missed the axe, but... Try not to lose that boomerang. There we go. catching up on the chat here. Yeah, so for those of you that have never been to his channel before, definitely check out Gamer Thumb TV at some point, as well as Classic Mike Cade on Twitch. Both of those guys stream often and just stream a variety of games. And also they've Fabian's got some really cool timelines videos. If you're into Castlevania, you need to check out just do a search for Fabian's Castlevania timeline series. And you will, they're just very in-depth into the lore and literally the timeline of Castlevania, and just really well done and well researched. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's yeah, somebody asked earlier about the Analog Duo, and you know, I think if you're going for some sort of modernized box like that, you might be better off going after the Mister. I know that's it's emulation, but it's really well done emulation. I don't have one yet. It's on my radar. You have to do some building, but the Mister FPGA, it's sort of like the RetroPie, but better. Basically, it's a more spot-on emulation. It's way more hardware accurate, especially if you're into like TurboGrafx 6 or PC Engine. Oh, ah. I've always been a Genesis boy, but you can see that the Super Nintendo really has better graphics looking at games like Castlevania. You know, like, I'm so anti-Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. Like, I'm so over that whole thing at this point that I don't worry about, you know, I'm just trying to find good games on any console. I don't really care which one was better. I'm just looking for good games across the board, you know? The last Super Nintendo game you bought at Toys R Us. Oh, man. That's good stuff. I bought my Nintendo 64 at Toys R Us. Pre-ordered it and everything. Yeah, I mean, they're both really good. There's great games for both consoles. They each had, maybe you could argue they had some different strengths and weaknesses, I guess, if you really wanted to get granular about it, but there's super cool games for both, and there's some games on Sega Genesis that made me wish I had a Sega Genesis growing up instead of a Super Nintendo. It's just kind of pointless to talk about it, like to argue about it 20 years later. You can argue about clock speed and all that crap, but Second Conflict. Oh, cool. Yeah. Awesome. I don't think I've ever played that before. What's that one about? Thinking about getting the Raspberry Pi? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I know some people get really, I don't know if butt hurt's the right word, but some people, you know, oh, you have to play on original hardware, you have to play on original hardware. And, you know, I mean, it's getting harder and harder to find original hardware, unfortunately, and it's also getting more and more difficult to, it's getting more and more difficult. I mean, stuff's getting way more expensive the further away we get from the time that stuff was released. I mean, some of these games, you know, Chrono Trigger, I think costs $200 or $300 to buy, with the physical copy. And here's the thing, if you buy Chrono Trigger from some mom-and-pop game shop for $300, Square doesn't get a cut from that, Nintendo doesn't get a cut from that. That's just the mom-and-pop game shop price gouging because they know that it's a game in high demand. So, really, you're better off if you can, if a game is available in some form or another, you know, buy it through there, whether it's, you know, digitally through like the PlayStation Store or the Wii Store or whatever, which I don't even think that's a thing anymore, but you know, that's the only way you're going to get money back to the original developers. You know, paying outrageous prices for original hardware does nothing for the developers at this point. It's just you're just getting price gouged by somebody that's marking up prices on all of this old stuff. Now, of course, you know, you can argue whether or not uh, the captain, welcome back to the world. Yeah, we're we're all here. I'm not sure if the microphone was picking it up earlier. One of the boys was crying in the other room. Yeah, see, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the Wii store had closed down, unfortunately. Um, that stinks. But yeah, there's all sorts of places to do that. I really don't understand why, when they came out with the Nintendo Classic, with the NES Classic, why on earth was there not a way to add games to that? Like, why did they not have a little store where you could just buy more games for $1 or even $5? I mean, I know rights is some of it. You got to have the rights to distribute all that stuff, but they totally missed out on a golden opportunity with that. Local store was selling Mega Man X3 for $150. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, there's this one store, I'm not going to say the name of it, but there's a store that's not far from here. They deal in comic books, but they also, they have tons of old games, and I mean, they had Top Gun marked at like $15, or Super Mario Brothers 3 marked for like $30, and I'm like, what? I mean, come on. $30 for a game that's really, really common? That just seemed asinine to me, but I'm old, so I don't know. I was talking about this yesterday on the stream, and yeah, I just really don't collect, unless it's something that I'm doing a video for. Like, I don't go out of my way to collect much anymore. And especially with everything going on now, it's not even safe to really go to garage sales, but most of the stores in my area, unfortunately, they'll mark it up as high as they think they can get it in order to make a few extra dollars off of it. I know that you have to have, I mean, I don't expect them to just give them away just because they're old. I understand there's a lot of costs involved with managing a store and a front end and all of that stuff. But, like, how is it? I don't know. I feel like they price gouge because they know they can get away with it. And it's not even like, you know, I'd be willing to pay a little bit of a premium if, like, maybe they had worked really hard on the game to, like, take it apart and clean it. But when I bought a couple extra Nintendo 64 controllers several years ago, they didn't even work. And then I took them back and I wanted to swap them out, and the guy looked at me like I was completely in the wrong. Like, how dare you bring this back? And I'm like, but you sold me a broken piece of hardware for a rather large price too, if I might add. Can't get into it with the modern controller. Yeah, that'd be a tough one to play. You'd have to have a D-pad for that. For sure. Yeah, I will. I guess I'll say it is a little too easy with the cross and the triple cross. Contra goes for $30 loose. Yeah, it's Super Contra is like 50 or 60 bucks. Infrastructure. Nintendo would have had to build a platform variant for the NES. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Well, I think I'm gonna switch to. I think I'm gonna switch to a different game for now. I'm gonna try get it into Haunting starring Poltergeist for Sega Genesis. If you saw the video I did on it a couple weeks ago, that's one that, speaking of Sega Genesis, Like, I wish I would have had a Sega Genesis as a kid so I could play that game. That one wasn't on Super Nintendo. So let me do some flipping around here. All right. Let me just see if I can get caught up on the chat here for a minute. Yeah, the Gab says the Genesis was capable of amazing things thanks to the FM chip and the fast processor, and Super Nintendo had the rotation and scaling capabilities, but was prone to slowdowns. Yeah, that FM chip. The games that really, when the developers really took their time, like if Alien Soldier has some of the most incredible music I've ever heard on any game from that era. And that wouldn't have been possible without the way that they did uh, the way that the sound works. But then there's a lot of Sega games where the sound's not very great. I don't know. So it's just different. Mike asks, "What did you think of the Castlevania Netflix series?" That would be a good question for Fabian at Gamer Thumb. I'll be completely honest. I have not had time to sit down and take in the entire uh, the entire series. I'm so bad about getting into a new series. Uh, my friends are always like, "Man, you got to check this show out. You got to check this show out." I like I'm so I'm such a fuddy duddy on any new show. I just don't have the time to sit and watch a bunch of shows right in a row like that. Like um I had a few shows that I followed for a while. I finished Game of Thrones just because I had started it a long time ago, but I don't um yeah, I don't every show now has to you have to sit and watch the entire thing. Like Stranger Things, you have to watch the whole show from start to finish. There's not just like any standalone episodes. Um I, like I'm getting old to the point where like I want a show where I can just watch one episode and then not feel like I have to sit and watch 8 more episodes to find out what happens. So, I'm getting into yeah, exactly. With the twins, I'm definitely not gonna have time, and it's probably gonna be a lot of Blues Clues and kids shows from here on out. Although I will say that my kids like the Blues Brothers music. Um, we've gotten into this thing where we play records when we get them up for their awake time, just to kind of get their get them awake, get them kind of moving around, and they really like the Blues Brothers soundtrack. I've got a vinyl LP of the soundtrack, and the music, of course, is just really fast paced. And they love it. They perk up and start wiggling around and kind of dancing a little bit while they're laying down on the floor, and it's pretty cool. So you've got two sets of twins. Guys, how do you even do that? Uh, like, did you have to? Do you got family that's coming in to help you out? Did you have to hire help? How did you even how did you even pull that off? Like, my hat's off to you, sir. Um, all right, let me find another game here. Let's see. Let's see what else. Music for Streets of Rage series on Genesis is legendary. Yeah, absolutely. The oldest are adults now. The second set are 11. Okay, okay. So at least it was uh spread out a little bit. So I guess that's a little better. But so do twins run in your family? I know that's a thing. One of my good friends, twins runs in his whole family. So it's pretty common for there's several sets of twins. Like his mom was a twin, I think. Um, all right, I'm gonna get this going here. And again, the music on every game's a little different, so let me know if one of these is too loud here. So this is Haunting starring Poltergeist. So if you missed the video that I did about this about a month ago, if you remember the movie Beetlejuice, it's basically like that. So it's a pretty convoluted story, but you play the Poltergeist, and he's the little guy with the green face down there. And this family, this guy died in a skateboarding accident, and it was because of this corrupt business owner that owned the skateboard factory and used really cheap parts and everything else. And so you decide to take revenge on him since you died by haunting him and his family. And the goal of the game is to scare the family out of their wits. And you basically go around this house and you can take over items that they're called fritems. See when those little dots light up. And every time you jump into one of those little dots, that item can come to life. And then, you know, like that ninja might throw the samurai sword at one of the characters or something like that. Thanks for deleting my comment, mods. Did you have a comment? What was your comment? Who deleted it? What happened? So yeah, this game's a lot like the movie Beetlejuice. Because basically they're trying to scare this family out of this house. You're trying to, just like the family was in that movie. And I was just blown away by the fact that this has like an isometric view, which is really cool. Oops. Alright, so I can jump into this. Ah! Scared him and his pants fell off. Alright, so... YouTube, yeah, YouTube does have auto filters, so if you used like profanity or something, there we go. Okay, so every time you do that, the goal is to actually scare them out of the house. And if they leave the house, then you basically, if you get all 4 family members to leave the house, then essentially you beat the level. But there's a bit of a time limit on this. So you got that green meter down at the bottom. Okay, so every time you scare them out of a room, they drop little green puddles. And then you use those to refill your meter. Now, if your meter runs all the way down, then you actually fall down into this like underground dungeon area. And that's the only part of this game that most people don't like. Yeah, it might have. I mean, it's hard to say, man. There might be some sort of a auto filter or something. There's only one mod right now, as far as I know. Yeah, it was probably the auto moderation. Like on every video that pretty much on every video that I post, I have to go through and approve a bunch of comments that it'll hold like 24 comments for review, and I have to go through and manually approve those. And there's nothing wrong with them. Like they're all just normal comments saying like, hey, you know, yeah, like no swear words or maybe a damn, something like that, but no outright profanity. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say what happened, but it's annoying for both ends. I can say that. So yeah, so at this point I ran out of the green juice, so now I've got to go down to through this dungeon, and there's all this crap that jumps out of the wall at you. So yeah, and the play control on this part is not great, so it's kind of sketchy, and they get more and more difficult the further you progress in the game. So I guess the whole game couldn't have just been going around in the house, but I wish that this, I don't know, I wish the play control was a little better. It looks like I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I swear I'm trying as hard as I can here. Yeah, you have the same problem. Yeah, the held for review thing is it's all like every time I post a video, there might be like 30 comments in there, and I'm like, I'll be looking through those. That's basically what I do. That's basically what I do when I'm on the pot. Is I go through and approve comments. that's pretty much my my on the pot activity. Here we go. Okay, we've got full green now. I'm sure that you all probably wanted to know that too. Here we go. Trying to find a Frightum here. Ah! Its pants fell down again. So, yeah, like, the isometric view style on this is, okay, so he just left the house. Perfect. The isometric, view style on this is so cool. I mean, it looks like The Sims. It's like The Sims meets Beetlejuice, basically. And, this was before The Sims, too, if I'm not mistaken. Even before the computer version of it. And you know, the colors are really cool, and the animations that they do are just, you know, the way that the characters, you know, it's so well done. I think this is one of the most underrated games from the 16-bit era. Ah! See, look at that. Look at how cool that animation is. She's freaking out. Like, that's amazing. For a 16-bit game. She's losing her freaking mind. Oddly enough, YouTube usually allows all the porn comments asking for boyfriends. Yeah. Yeah, like, the ones that get through, uh-oh. Oh, shoot, I messed that up. So some of these Frightums, you can actually take control of them. And, like, here we go. And then I think a dead cat comes out of the freezer. Yeah, the comments that make it through, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I couldn't get that to throw at her, unfortunately. So... okay, yeah, so she didn't actually leave the house. This is another room. And I goofed because I should have grabbed that green stuff when it fell down. The pseudo 3D effect is excellent. The game has aged well. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. I mean, this could pass for a DOS game, really. Like one of those higher end, you know, like a early 2000s, late 1990s DOS puzzle game or something like that. Or like a, you know, early version of The Sims even. I mean, it looks great. Ah! I love the sound effects. Like with their teeth chattering and everything. That's awesome. Ah. Pants fell down. Partial nudity. Mike asks, do I play anything, do I play getting anything on a next-gen console? I've had PlayStation since the first one, and I don't think I'm getting one. Yeah. Really, the only modern stuff that I play is just on computer. I had a PlayStation 4 briefly, and then I ended up just returning it because there wasn't a selection of games that I was interested in enough to make me, you know, like I've got a, well, my computer's about 5 years, my graphics card's about 5 years old, so it's probably on its last legs, but I'm not going to put a new graphics card in until it gets time to build a new computer at this point. I'm just going to keep this old computer going as long as I can, but, yeah, like I'm not interested in a PlayStation 5. I'll build a new computer at some point, but as far as which games I play, about the only one that I play now consistently is DayZ, which you've seen me play before on the side channel. Like, I really enjoyed some of those mid-2000s games, like Mass Effect. late 2000s or early 2020s, somewhere in there. Where did I miss one? I have a cute version of Splatterhouse on Namco Museum. Been getting the itch to build a new PC, but I know I have zero reason to. Yeah, it's now that my computer's still working, so there's no reason to build a new one right now. I'm gonna use this one as long as I possibly can until it pukes. But yeah, I don't really play a whole lot of modern. Like the last modern console that I bought was a PS3 that I played like Oblivion and Skyrim I played on computer. And then Fallout 3. But yeah, I just, I've got too many old games I've still got to play through. I don't know if I have time to play all the new stuff. Alright, I need to get serious here. And I haven't even gotten to the kids yet. That's so cool. Like her eyes popped out of her head. Do I own a Nintendo Switch? No, I do not. At some point I may get one, just to play through Breath of the Wild, but the way that they do the... Oops, I shouldn't have done that. The way that they do the controls, I was talking about this yesterday on stream. I actually have, I set up a Wii U emulator. It's called the CEMU emulator, and you can use that to play the Wii U version of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I just did it just because I wanted to try it out and just kind of see what it was like. And that version of it runs better than the version of it that runs on Nintendo Switch. Which is, kind of sad. Alright, where are these kids at? There should be... Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Alright, so... I need to go here. Okay, here we go. I only buy a new phone when the old one I have starts to go out. Yeah, I mean, it's, there's no point. Where did she go? Where did she go? Is she still in that room? Okay. I thought I saw her run out the door. I'm fixing to fall down into the dungeon again, unfortunately. That's messed up. Oh, I screwed up again. I forgot to get the green stuff. Nice to see Sonic the Hedgehog made an appearance in the stream today. That's cool. To be fair, I don't I make a few exceptions though. Like, so which ones do you usually, if you were gonna play one, Trickster, which is the one you usually... What are some of your go-tos? I'd be curious. Or anybody, for that matter. What are some of your modern game go-tos? Like, I really enjoyed the Mass Effect games. I played The Forest a little bit. That's a newer one. I played Minecraft briefly, but I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, I played 7 Days to Die. A friend of mine was trying to get me into that, and it was a cool concept, but it was basically like Minecraft meets zombie apocalypse, and I felt like I may only have like a 3-hour time slot to play a video game. I don't want to spend 3 hours just cutting down trees to build a fort. I want to be doing something. So I found that to be a little boring for me, but... Oh, I think I missed one. Yeah, it's I think it's just called ectoplasm or something like that, but you need it in order to plant the fritems. And if you run out of it, then you end up dropping down into the dungeon. Streets of Rage 4, is that considered modern? Yeah, the modern versions of the old games. There was a Double Dragon 4 that came out a couple years ago. And I tried it, but it did, like, the graphics were very 8-bit centric. You know, they tried to make it look like an old Double Dragon game, but the music was not at all like an old 8-bit chiptune, and I didn't care for it, so I ended up, it didn't really hold my attention very well. There are some games that are, yeah, like retro-inspired modern games, like Bloodstained, those types of games. Broforce is one that I can think of. It's, did we get it? Okay. Did I get any green juice for that? Nope. Oh, here we go. And okay, so we got one more. We gotta go get this get the other kid. Yeah, it's kind of messed up. You're not only haunting this guy, but you're haunting his whole family and his kids. I don't know what these kids did. Here we go. Ah! I can never get those to steer just right. Friday the 13th, Spider-Man, and Detroit becomes, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that Friday the 13th one was an interesting concept. It looked pretty cool. We might have to play the old Friday the 13th, the NES version. His head just exploded. Oh, that's messed up. I did it again. I keep forgetting to grab the ectoplasm. So this game is survival horror, but you are the horror. Yes, exactly. Okay, I think we nope. Okay, we still got it. We still got one more to go here. So I think he's gonna be. Yep, here we go. Ah! Was that Swamp Thing or the creature from the Black Lagoon? Oh god! Oh god! He's scared out of his wits right now. That's awesome. Kid's crapping his pants. Yeah, this game's messed up. In a good way. Alright. Okay, so we should be able to get him to run out of the house here. Hopefully he runs out that door and not out the one... And there it is! I think we just beat the level. We did it. I think. Oh, shoot. There's another... I forgot about this room. Alright. Where's he at here? Oh, he ran all the way back to his bedroom. Okay. I might just have to wait until, yeah, I'm about to run out of the Frightum juice again. Oh, shoot. Yeah, the controls are so weird on this, because I mean, your character kind of skids around. Like, okay, I let off the the deal here, and it just he kind of just skids around a little bit. I have not played Until Dawn. Your fright up juice. That's right. That's important. Where did this guy go? All right, so whenever I do live streams, it gets really, really warm in my office. So I'm gonna I've got a window air conditioner in here, and I'm gonna turn it on for like 5 minutes. If it's too loud, let me know. But I just, anytime I do a live stream, my computer puts out a ton of heat, so hopefully this isn't too loud. But I'm starting to perspire here a little bit. If that's too loud, let me know. I kind of look like a Goomba in there. Oh, here we go. So yeah, there's no real time limit on this game. It's just a matter of eventually getting them all to leave the house. Okay, so yeah, if you don't hear it, that's good. Yeah, I've got plenty of cold water. But yeah, it gets toasty in here, and I'm a large man anyway, so I get to sweating a little bit. I get a little sweaty. So you can die in this part of the game. And I guess they probably just wanted to make it to where there had to be some way to die in the game, because otherwise you could just... which doesn't make any sense because your character's already dead, but basically if you take too much damage down here, then you will... Like, the game will be over at that point. So it is possible to lose and have to start over again. Otherwise, I guess it'd be too easy, but... Ah, cool. Yeah. So, it's my office. It's basically a, we've got like a, it's just one of the bedrooms in our house that I converted into my office, and, it just, the computer's like right here next to me, and whenever I do a live stream, it really gets to, the horsepower really gets to going, and it just, it puts out a ton of heat, so, he still didn't leave the house. How does he keep going that way? Being husky, I tend to sweat playing. Yeah. Yeah, I sweat very easily. For sure. He's picking his nose. Okay. Keep thinking this guy's got to be close to running out of the house by now. Thanks for stopping by, Ultra Gamer. Is that Jim Carrey as the Mask? Yeah, he kind of looks like that, doesn't he? Like, it's weird. They could have just called this The Haunting, but they had to call it The Haunting starring Poltergeist. So, like, I don't know if they expected Poltergeist to be like a mascot. Oh, he was behind the thing, but... Yeah, so I don't know if Poltergeist was going to be like a big mascot for them going forward. I showed it in the video, but they had a whole bunch of promotional material with showing this Poltergeist character, and this was like the only game that he was in, as far as I know. So... All right, so let's try something else. What is anybody got any requests here? Switch this back over here. Excuse me. Yeah, so oh, Castlevania Bloodlines, that's a good one. I just played Castlevania 4, so maybe try something a little different. Yeah, we could do Friday the 13th on the NES. Um I'm really bad at that game, but I think most everybody is. So, um quiet AC, no noise at all. Awesome. Yeah, and it's like right there. Like you could um it might help that the I've got like a noise gate set up on this microphone, so maybe that helps uh get it out of cancel it out a little bit. So I never knew what the hell to do in Friday the 13th. Yeah, so I just remember renting it when I was a kid, and I took my Nintendo to my grandparents' house one holiday weekend or something. And I was staying up there, and there's this old camcorder footage that we have of me just hanging out at my grandma and grandpa's house as a little kid. And you can't see the TV. You can just see me talking to grandma and grandpa and whoever was filming it. You can't see the TV, but you can hear in the background the Friday the 13th NES music just playing on the TV, like I had paused it, like I was on the menu screen or something. um, with the game audio too, we won't be able to tell if the AC is on. Yeah. Splatterhouse. Yeah, we could do some Splatterhouse. That's a good one. I think I'll do some Splatterhouse here. Put the controller up here. Yeah. Gotta have the right controller. All right. Give me just a second here. I might try Friday the 13th, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. How many people are watching this, by the way? 50. Okay. Wow, that's cool. Well, thanks everybody for stopping by. That's really cool. Zombies ate my neighbors. That'd be a good one. Kirby Superstar. That's frightening. um yeah, let's fire up some Splatterhouse. That'll be a good one. That's a nice, easy, straightforward one. Not easy, but just let's see here. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna do Splatterhouse 2 on Sega Genesis, because that's the one I have. So Maniac Mansion, that's a good one. Um, let's see. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Ugh. Haunted by guilt and tormented by nightmares, Jennifer screams in the infernal temptations of the mask. I always bust out Splatterhouse if I get an itch for the arcade version. Do I have Chiller? I did a video about that. The Scary NES Games video that I did a while back, I showed some of Chiller. It's not even really a game. It's just kind of... It's just an excuse to have torture porn on a Nintendo Entertainment System. It was an unlicensed game, obviously. I mean, it's interesting as a curiosity, but I don't know if it really qualifies as a game. You basically just it's set up like a shooter, kind of like some of the levels in Bayou Billy or something like that, and you basically just shoot people's body parts. I don't know. Like, it doesn't really qualify as a game, and I mean, I think it would just be one of those things where it's like, hey, look, there's this really graphic game that's got all this blood and gore in it. You should buy it. Chiller had a 2-player mode, but you couldn't use 2 zappers at the same time. Yeah, you basically just point and click them to pieces. Monster Party, that's a good one. I always thought the guy you play as in Splatterhouse was Jason. Yeah, I mean, it looks like him. Certainly looks like him. Duck Hunt actually had a 2-player mode too. A lot of people don't know that. You could, with Duck Hunt, you could actually control, you had the zapper, but then the player that had the other controller could use, could actually control the ducks. A lot of people don't know that. You guys probably do, but for everything that's going on in this game, it runs very smooth. Oh no! Monster in my pocket. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I need to do a follow-up video for scary NES games, because there's some more that I didn't get into on that first video. Feel free to jump in if I missed something on this. So it's been a little while since I played this, so. Like, I don't even know what those guys are supposed to be. Like, are they... Oh, is this that really difficult... Okay, yeah, this may be a really short one, because I don't remember how to... Yeah, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked here. Ah. That didn't last very long. Okay, so you can't punch the green crap that comes out of his mouth. You kind of just have to... Ugh. How the hell are you supposed to do that? I know I got past this the first... when I played this to record footage for it. But that was a few years ago. Ugh. And I don't have any items. Well, you guys are gonna find out how bad I am at video games the more of these live streams that I do. Yeah, the fright juice is deadly in this one, yeah. The fright of juice is bad. Oh, God, that was so embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Alright, I'll try this one more time. We might have to go to a different game. That was embarrassingly bad. And everybody saw it. I apologize for that. Like, is there... I feel like I must have missed is there a special weapon that was supposed to get, and I missed it? Or was that... Oh, shoot. Was that the thing I was supposed to pick up? Crap. Why so much gore? Because Sega does what Nintendo don't. I don't know. I'm sure that was the selling point. It was like, see, we've got all these adult games. It's funny to me, it's comical to me that Nintendo blatantly refused to have any sort of gore in their games, and like the first Mortal Kombat for Super Nintendo is censored, but then by the time Mortal Kombat 2 came out, they're like, well, okay. We really like making money too, so... Because then you couldn't call it Splatterhouse without the gore. That's right, yeah. Alright. I'm gonna get... God, that was so bad. That was so embarrassing. Alright, last one. If this doesn't work, we're gonna play Friday the 13th. That one will at least last a little longer. Did I... Oh, I think I beat him, but then I died. Crap. Alright. Well, that was embarrassing. We're gonna try something else. I apologize for that. You all saw it, and it was bad. Alright, let me grab my NES controller here. Alright. Alright, bear with me for just a second. This other controller hooked up here. Gotta have the real deal here. We're gonna do this. Want some sweet Maniac Mansion music. Maybe kick and retreat before he spits his gruel out. Yeah. Just catching up here. Yeah, Sega uses blood in Nintendo's child-friendly games. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of funny. Like, from Mortal Kombat 1 to Mortal Kombat 2, they made, like, they changed their minds. Like, well, turns out we actually really like making money, too. So, alright, so we'll do Friday the 13th. I'm not great at this game either, so this is just gonna be... It's the scary thing about this is how bad I am at some of these games that we're gonna be playing, so... Alright. Yeah, we'll try Sweet Home next. Let's see here. Friday the 13th. Here we go. I think I can kill this for a minute. All right. Okay, so each one of these has their own deal to them. I don't remember which one. Time to make a trip to Camp Blood. Yes, use the torch to light the fireplaces. Yeah, I remember this rock being annoying. And it's like they forgot to put little lanterns in that you can attack for... So you just have to jump. If you jump, that'll make weapons pop up. Alright, so now we got the knife. That's a little better. And I always screw up the map on this. Yeah, all the campers were terrible except for the one. And if that one died, you were screwed. Alright, we've got a Jason alarm. And of course it's back the way we came. We gotta go up here. And I think we go to the right. I think it's gonna be in this... Yep, here we go. Alright, so this person's just standing in here. It says, thank you. And I guess they're just... So this person's just standing here like, hey, Jason's in the other room. Like, okay, well, what do you want me to do about it? Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed, yep. And now Mark's dead. Well, let's try Paul. Oh, it started me way the heck over here, too. That's... Well, and yeah, so you could move the other characters around, but I don't know if you could change characters on the fly. Oh, this person's really slow. This is terrible. So each character, you have to get weapons for each character. Oh, this person jumps I think Mark was the good character, and I think he's already dead now, so... Yeah, so you could technically position characters all around the camp, because I think it's possible to even... Like, can you switch? Like, can you move? No, it doesn't... Is there a way to, I thought you could change characters, but maybe you can't. Or maybe you can when you go into a house? Okay, well, we got the knife. That's a little better anyway. Alright, thank you. Alright, so... And of course Jason's fully regenerated now. Okay, you have to press down and left or right to dodge. Duck, dodge, dip, dodge, duck, and dodge. Ah! Oh. I got a couple good hits on him. What's really creepy is when he shows up at the lake. The other thing you can do is technically just skip the Jason alarm and go do... Like, there was a whole subplot where if you go into the woods, you could find the grandmother. Oh, shoot, I missed the key. Yeah, I think that might be what it is. You have to do it, you don't have to switch in the houses, you're right. Yeah, you and your friends are dead. Game over. Oh, oh, oh. I mean, this game is actually a pretty cool concept. He's actually Mike Tyson, yeah. I mean, it's a cool idea. Yeah, okay, so here's what you can switch. So you could technically have, if you were strategic about it, you could position everybody all around the camp so that when the Jason alarm goes off, you could be within a few minutes of getting there and not have to traverse the whole map. Yeah, and then you're supposed to get Jason's sweater from his mom's head. There's a whole weird thing in the woods. I don't know. One of these times, I want to do a video about this game as well, just so I have an excuse to sit down and try to actually figure the whole thing out. Oh, and I don't even have... I think I've still just got the rock. This isn't gonna go well. Okay, alright, so this is where we started. So we go up here. Is Jason no longer here? Did he leave? Oh, I am just at the wrong... I must have accidentally switched. I must have switched. Crap, I am totally on the opposite side of the map now. Ah! Get out of here. Like, I was in the wrong house on the total opposite side of the map. I had accidentally switched characters. Yeah, so you can go in this cave. I don't even know what the hell you're supposed to do in here. Get another knife. Like, I have no idea what you're supposed to do in here, and it's so easy to get lost. 1, 2, Jason... That's the wrong villain. Yeah. Get out of here. Like Jason's cat. Oh, I am totally nowhere near where I'm supposed to be. Alright. Oh, and I can't change in this room? Okay. Yeah, I'm totally on the wrong side here. All these kids are gonna die. Jason's just murdering kids left and right, and there's nothing I can do about it. Ah! The Nightmare on Elm Street game is actually kind of, it's kind of interesting, the way it does the whole day-night transition and everything. Or, not day-night transition, but when your character falls asleep. So it's similar to day-night. That's actually pretty cool. And the graphics are actually pretty well done. I mean, it's a genuinely creepy game. Oh crap, where'd he go? Okay, so we killed that other kid, I guess. Trevor, thank you for the kind words, Trevor. Thank you so much. Well, I guess I could just run around and wait for, yep, there we go. I knew there'd be one sooner or later. Nightmare on Elm Street. Punch everything in the game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It might have been. I'm not sure. Alright, well, thanks for stopping in, Ultra Gamer. Oh. So long, George. Alright. Was the Jason alarm? Oh, wow. Chrissy is really fast, apparently. Apparently, Chrissy was the track star of the group. I figured that Jason alarm would still be going off, but I guess not. Alright, well, we got a key. That's good, I guess. Oh, you can actually go across this. I always thought this was creepy, because sometimes Jason just pops out of nowhere here. Kind of just waiting on the Jason alert. Here we go. And of course it's way the heck out of there. What are you doing, you stupid bird? Alright. Okay. I think it should be the second house. Atari 2600 Haunted House. Actually, yeah, I did a whole video about Haunted House a while back. Yeah, of all things, a bird starts pecking at you. That's how... like, forget Jason, that bird's creepy. Yeah, Haunted House on Atari 2600 is awesome. Ah, you win for now. Blame Ninja Gaiden for the birds. Yeah, no kidding. Those damn eagles. Ooh, and it's getting dark. That's pretty cool. Like, that's actually, I think that's actually really neat looking. I mean, this game has some really cool concepts to it. It's just the execution is a little off, and without... I mean, I don't know that the manual was all that helpful either. Alright, I'm just waiting on the Jason alarm to go off again, I guess. I could go into the woods, but... yeah, we could do Haunted House. Oh. Still no Jason alarm, huh? Oh, there we go. And, of course, it's all the way back the way I came. Addams Family? Yeah, that's, not bad. You just missed Castlevania. I actually started off with that. There's that damn bird again. Get out of here, bird. Ah! I've got a potion, but how do I think I have to be in the house to actually use it. Oh, I think... Okay, so this goes all the way around. But I had... Oh, okay. So the potion automatically kicks in. You don't have to... Boy, you get, like, what, 5 life pegs for a potion? Come on, man! Those dive-bombing Australian birds. These little kids always creeped me out. They're like, thank you. Alright. Alright, Jason. Ah! Well, that was fast. He didn't even give me a chance to take my potion. This isn't going anywhere either. Alright. Let's try a different game. Let's try we could do Haunted House on Atari 2600 real quick. Yeah, the Faceless Demon Kids, like especially at where there's 3 of them in that house and it's all dark. That's creepy stuff. All right, I'm gonna switch this back over here. Yeah, let's try. Somebody requested Haunted House, so we'll do that. I'll warn you that Haunted House does have quite a lot of flashing lights in it, so with the lightning effect. So if anybody has any aversion to flashing lights, just FYI. Must be one of those dive-bombing birds. 2600. Yeah. At Haunted House, Adventure, Frogger. Thanks for stopping in, Captain. Yeah, thanks for the congratulations. I appreciate that, man. All right. Yeah, so Atari 2600 here. Okay. All right, give me just a second here. Okay. What Atari game isn't filled with seizure lights? That's a good point. Pretty much all of them. All right, I gotta crank the AC up again. Getting sweaty in here. Okay. Here we go. All right, that should be picking up there. Okay. So, so the way this game works is you're supposed to be collecting treasures. And this is a game where your character looks like Meatwad. But what that actually is you're basically just using a torch, or actually I think it's matches. And let's see. Hang on. There's oops. Oh, there we go. So, and you're basically just going around looking for treasures in this mansion. And the game has multiple floors, and each level kind of like you're supposed to find a certain amount of treasures, and then you have to get to the exit. You almost have to just make a map. And there's this is emulation. This is emulation, just because it's easier to capture. So the one button that you have, it's kind of weird because the one button you can use it to pick up or drop items, and then spider got me. So yeah, you're supposed to find all the treasures and then take them to the exit. But you can only carry one item at a time, if I remember correctly. There's a certain charm in these kind of limited graphics. You kind of have to use your imagination a little bit, and like with the flickering effect and everything, like I think that looks really cool. And there's actually, um, depending on which difficulty level you select, there's there's like lightning that'll go. Yeah, see, there we go. There was some lightning. Um, and the lightning you can actually use if you don't use matches. The lightning will actually show where the items are, because you can't see the items unless either you have the matches lit or this one was fun 125 years ago. Would love to see this one remastered. I mean, besides the one that was released on Steam. So, did they re-release this on Steam at some point? I had no idea. Huh. Yeah, so I'm not doing that great here. There's kind of a time limit too, I think. So right now I'm on the 4th floor. And you have to kind of know like which one of these goes up, which one of these goes down. So this one went back down. So you almost either have to make a map, or the manual might have had limited maps to it, I'm not sure. Or you had to just make your own map as you go. But you're supposed to be exploring this mansion looking for these treasures. And I think the score is based on how many matches you use to get through it. But yeah, I think it's really it's a really neat concept, and it's different than what you usually would play on Atari. Usually, it's just blow stuff up. So it's really cool, but yeah, unfortunately, I'm not doing so hot here. You're supposed to technically be looking like you can only see one of the items if it's within your little the light radius of your match here. Alright, so that's another stairwell, it looks like. Yeah, see, and you can only carry one item at a time, so I think you have to take each item one at a time and take it to the exit, but I'm not even 100% sure which one the exit is, so I'm not doing too hot at this. There we go. There's something. Okay, so we got something to the door. And is that it? We got one of the treasures out, so so yeah, that's Haunted House on Atari 2600. It's you really kind of need a map, or at least need to make your own map in order to really find your way around. But that's one of the cool things about it, is that you would have, if you bought this game, you'd have to sit there and kind of take your time with it and everything. So yeah, we're gonna do. We've got about 20 minutes left on the stream. So there's one more game that I wanted to do, and this is going to be kind of a this is kind of going to be this is just me sort of going down memory lane. But there was I mentioned this at the top of the stream, but there was an old text adventure game called Moon Mist. If you watch the video that I did a few months ago about Colossal Cave, it's it's not it's a text adventure game, so it's just text on screen. It came out at some point in the 80s. It was an old Infocom game, and it was kind of a haunted house adventure game type thing. And basically you have to go in and you're like investigating this house, and there's somebody was murdered, and there's people seeing ghosts. It came with this big intricate book that came with it and stuff, and so I thought it might be fun to kind of mess with that a little bit. So I'm gonna fire that up real quick, and then if we have time, I'm gonna fire this up for like 10 minutes. If we have time, I will try to get to Sweet Home as well. But I did want to get to this one and just kind of show you what these old text adventure games was like. So let me get this fired up here. All right. Okay. this DOS prox program that I use is kind of wonky here. Games. Here we go. Okay, cool. All right. There we go. All right, so this is how we used to play video games on a computer back in the 80s here. So this was a straight up text adventure. There's no music to this, so what I was gonna do was actually play a little bit of see if anybody knows what this is. I don't know if this is working or not. Can you guys hear that music? Because I cannot. Oh, there we go. That's because I had the headphones turned all the way down. That was my fault. There we go. That sound pretty good? Like that? Maybe a little louder? I will definitely have to grab the Atari collection for Evercade that has this one. I have enjoyed your scary game Spotlights in October over the past 2 to 3 years. Yeah, I'm sorry I really didn't get a chance to do I didn't really get a chance to do a big scary game video this month, because yeah, with the twins and everything, it just really hasn't I just really haven't had time. I've got a whole bunch of you joke, but there are people who actually thought the Civil War was fought in the 1960s. So yeah, where was I at here? So this game was called Moon Mist, and so yeah, I'm just gonna start right into it here. But basically, this would have been a text adventure. You drove west from London all day in your new little British sports car. Now you at last have arrived in the storied land of Cornwall. Dusk has fallen as you pull up in front of Treselyan Castle. A ghostly full moon is rising, and a tall iron gate between two pillars bars the way into the courtyard. What would you like to do? I mean, I'm sure a civil war was fought in the 60s somewhere, probably. So we've got a couple different options here, but we can look or examine. Okay, so you're in front of the Treselyan castle. You can hear the ocean beating urgently against the rocks far below. In the moonlit gloom, you can make out an ornament on the gate. It's a winged, two-legged dragon called a wyvern, which crests the Treselyan's family coat. The dragon appears in profile. I thought for sure there was like a mailbox, too, out here, but maybe not. Let's examine the dragon. Okay, so, yeah, it doesn't... Well, I think we can just enter the building at this point. Okay, here we go. We gotta open the gate. Unlock the gate. Okay, let's try examining the gate. Let's see. Huh. I'm too young to know the text adventures era, but I definitely love the concept. I recall there was a Lovecraft-themed one that may have been the first Lovecraft horror game. History is definitely not being taught, at least not accurate history. Is there a button somewhere? Well, this is awkward because I'm not really sure how to get in the gate. I thought there was a way to let's see. You are holding the tweed outfit, actually wearing it. Okay. Let's see. Ah, here we go. That's what I thought somebody would talk to you through the dragon. The dragon's eye glows red. A voice comes from a hidden speaker. It says, "Please announce yourself. State your title, such as Lord or Lady, Sir or Dame, Mr. or Mrs." So, So yeah, one thing about this game is, so it asks you these questions at the beginning of the game, and it asks you questions like, what's your favorite color, and stuff like that. And it actually changes the outcome of the game depending on how you answer those questions. So, if you say your favorite color is blue, you get one version of the story. If you say your favorite color is red, you get a different version of the story. So that's just kind of an interesting. It gives you an opportunity to replay the game, and they're like, each time it's a different outcome. There is a little bit of a time limit on this game. It's based on how many turns you take. Because in fact, I think if you type in the time's now 7:10. You basically have one night, and every time you use a turn, it takes up like a minute or two. And by the time it gets to the next morning, if you haven't solved the mystery yet, then the game's just over and you have to start over again. So, okay, so we can enter. Someone comes running out of the wing to greet you. She's a beautiful red-haired young woman of average height. You recognize her as your friend Tamara. Effin, she cries out with outflung arms. You sweet thing to answer my letter in person this way, and all the people I wrote about are here tonight for this birthday dinner. After a warm hug, she asks anxiously, "Did you read my letter and not just give it a hasty glance?" Nope. Then you don't know about my engagement and the White Lady and the fact that someone is trying to kill me? So the White Lady is the ghost that everybody keeps seeing. So we can ask questions, I think. I've told you all I know in my letter, Effin, but come to think of it, there's an old history book in the library that tells about Tresillian Castle. You might learn more from that. So yeah, actually this game came with, in the box for it, it came with what they called, feelies, back in the day. That's kind of a weird name, but it had, all sorts of, it had like a little bit of a map of the castle. It had the letter that she sent you, so you read about, you know, the ghost and everything else. And if you do try to play this game, you can find this game on, My Abandonware, and it will, there actually is, they have a PDF of the manual, so you can go through and read all that stuff. And it kind of puts you in the, it's supposed to kind of make it feel like you're in the game a little bit, you know, so, we can ask about the engagement, if I spell it correctly. Ask about killer, maybe? Nope. Okay, ask about dinner. We can talk more later, says Tamara, taking your arm, but let's go now so you can meet the other guests. Balatho will see the car and bring your luggage. An elderly butler appears and he has your luggage. I think I can say hello, maybe? My fiance, Lord Jack Tresillian, Tamara introduces him. Jack, this is a friend from the States. Okay, here comes Jack now. Tammy's told me about the mysteries you've solved. His keen blue eyes size you up with a friendly twinkle. Yet his friendliness seems to be all on the surface. It may take time to figure out where his lordship's really coming from. So yeah, we don't know who the murderer is. So... There we go. He nods at you. Balfour walks past. He's carrying your luggage. Okay, so let's just follow Tamara at this point. Maybe not. Okay, you're now all in the drawing room. It looks even lovelier than it sounds in the tourist brochure. That was another thing that was included in the box, was the brochure. A tall, graceful, older couple in evening clothes are chatting and sipping sherry. Lord Jack introduces them as Montague Hyde and Vivian Pintrith. Hyde smiles and bows stiffly, and Vivian murmurs in an attractively low voice, "How do you do, Mr. Arcade?" Believe it or not, this young man is a famous American detective, Lord Jack tells him. Not a police detective, of course, Tamara adds as they both stiffen. but a solver of all sorts of mysteries in the States. We're hoping to find out who or what is haunting Tresillian Castle. So, can I just type in, or, okay, how about, okay, yeah, I think I'm supposed to use greet. If you have the manual, it actually has a list of all the verbs you're supposed to use, and this one's way more involved than, the verbiage for, like, Colossal Cave. You can get really, you can kind of get really granular with it, like, oops. Oh, she has haunted Tresillian Castle for centuries, a lovely phantom in a white gown with long, pale hair. She was said to be the unfaithful wife of an early Lord Tresillian who had her walled up alive in the tower. Oh, that's messed up. So we can ask around the other characters. And you're kind of just, that's kind of the whole game, is you're exploring this castle and then you're talking to these other characters and trying to find out more information. At the beginning of the game, you don't really get a chance to talk to too many of the characters because everybody's getting ready for this big dinner party. And I remember you have the choice of either going to the dinner party or you could just skip the dinner party and go searching around the castle. But then everybody like frowns at you when they see you because they're like, oh, you skipped the dinner party. It was just snooping around. So it's just interesting because it's kind of gives you free will to kind of explore the area. So, so you're now in the new Great Hall. It looks even lovelier than it sounds. The hall is floored with black and white marble tiles. They've been worn smooth by footsteps over the centuries, especially near the archway. The butler's walking along. I always used to kiss every character I met in adventure games. It worked well in Police Quest. Yeah, you could try that. Let's see. They stop dancing, turn off the radio, and greet you. Tamara introduces him as the Honorable Iris Vade and Lieutenant Ian Fordyce of Her Majesty's Coldstream. My dear, what a handsome addition to your guests list, chirps Iris. Her green eyes sparkle flirtatiously as she offers you her delicate hand. Tell me, Mr. Arcade, are you one of those brutally fascinating American private eyes? Yeah, we could try kissing the character, and I should probably get all pissed off. Oh, I just love it when you do. Whoa, okay. That took a weird, interesting turn. Okay. Too bad, but she is peeved with you. Yeah, she's mad because, I think she's mad. She mutters, I'd heard that Americans were rude, but really. Yeah, so now she's going to be mad at you for a while. So you may not be able to talk to her. So yeah, that's kind of just what this game's all about. I did promise that I would show Sweet Home before we leave, so, I could do it one more time. Yeah, we could. Okay, yeah, so I don't I don't think anything's gonna happen right now. It's alright. I did promise I'd show Sweet Home before I leave, so let me get that queued up. And that'll probably wrap it up for the stream, but hang on just a second. Alright. NES controller back up. Okay. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Um. Okay. So, for those of you that have never played Sweet Home, um, this was it was a Japan only game, but it was made by Capcom, and hang on just a second. Gotta fix my sources here in OBS. It was never actually released in the United States, but there are English translation patches that you can get. So, so yeah, I mean, basically, it's worth seeking out. You can also get it on reproduction cartridges if you want to play it on original hardware, but it those are really expensive and kind of overpriced in my opinion. So, but either way, it's worth going out of your way to try to find. Yeah, it was based on a Japanese horror film. Um, the movie wasn't called Sweet Home though, was it? It was called something else, right? Um, I'm just gonna leave the names set up the way they were. And let me know if that's too loud. An investigation team searches for, but it lies within the haunted Namiya Manor. So each one of these characters has a different special ability or a different special item that you need, and so you have to use them all in tandem throughout the game. And you can actually set them up in different parties. You can split them up into different parties, but you can't put them all in the same party. I think you can only put 3 total in a party. Yeah, so we just got locked into this this haunted mansion, and I think it throws us right into a fight, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, this was basically a basically kind of a precursor to the Resident Evil series, which is really cool. Yeah, and I think you can actually find the movie on YouTube. Like the movie's just, I don't know if it's necessarily like open domain or whatever, but I think the movie's just out there on YouTube. You can find it if you want. All right, we have to escape. So yeah, now we're trying to find our way out of this, but it's survival horror. It's one part survival horror, one part mystery, one part Final Fantasy, because you've got like turn-based fight scenes and everything. And yes, there is permanent death for your characters. But if one person dies, also remember we each have our own tools. So yeah, if one person dies, then one of the other characters will get their tools. That way you can still complete the game, but it's possible to complete the game with only like a couple of people left. And the story is a little different, I think, each time, depending on if everybody makes it through or not, which ending you get. So we gotta do, so I think, how do we get these to, trying to remember the controls here. Limited inventory slots, yeah, there's a few quality of life things in this game that, kind of take away from it a little bit, but it's still pretty cool. How do I... So I need to figure out how do I get these guys, because there's a way to get them to join up in the same party here. What am I forgetting? Somebody help me out here. Select team. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, so there's 2. And I'm not even sure what the optimal way to select them up, but I'm just trying to get them. Ah! I keep selecting the ones that... There we go. Okay, now. How the heck do I get through this? So... I think... Yeah, so this is caved in, and we have to find... Let's see. Okay. So it might be... I think I might have... We have to use... There we go. Gotta charge your phone. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Metalhead. Appreciate it. Sharp glass is everywhere. Okay, so that's... So yeah, I think we have to use... the vacuum. One of the characters has a vacuum. Yeah, so each character has a tool. A key, a lighter, and then one of the characters just has a vacuum. And there we go. I don't know what's happening, but let's stick together. I'll go ahead and vacuum this other one up too, I guess. I'll clean up this mess. And here we go. This place is huge. That left room. And, so yeah, that's basically what you do. There's random monster encounters, unfortunately. Which I don't mind those, but I know some people don't like those, like with the Final Fantasy games and stuff like that. So now we kind of just have to find our way through this house. So let's see. Okay, here we go. So we've got some items. Fruit? Is that fruit or a sword? Looks like fruit. We're going to an abandoned, probably haunted house. What do we need? A vacuum. Brilliant! I nearly forgot. Yeah. It's got a little cutscene for this painting, too. A fresco. But how to preserve it? Oh, yeah, we're supposed to take a picture of these, too. So, yeah, now we just, so my 3 frescoes will solve a puzzle. Yeah, so I think we're supposed to take pictures of each of these. Food crumbs bring ants, yes. How do I take that? I feel like I'm supposed to be able to take something here. Once again, if somebody wants to help out, feel free to jump in. A letter. Welcome to my home. Photograph my fresco, for therein lies a clue to the way out. It's from Ichiro, and that must be the fresco. Okay. I could have swore we... thank you. So does it not... Maybe that's not something you can pick up? I feel like I'm missing something here. Like, I know I should be able to take this stuff. Let me... I'm gonna bring the other characters in, too. Like, I feel like that should be something that you can take. Can I vacuum it up? But nothing happened. No. No, that's stupid what you just did, Aaron. And... That's, that is not at all intuitive. Alright, well, we'll move on for now. I know there's something that I'm probably doing that's, I'm probably doing this totally wrong, but, alright, well, we'll go explore just so we can look at some of the monsters anyway. They even put in a little cutscene for the doors. That's cool. You face the object, select item, move, and put it on the slot. Weapons go to the bottom. Okay. I'll go back and try that real quick. Yeah, I know I'm screwing something up here. It's okay. Select item. Face the object. Select item. Move. And put it in the slot. Ah, there we go. Okay. Thank you. That is not at all intuitive. So that's the fruit sword? That had to be an error in translation or something, right? I guess I can't take the letters, so okay. Well, that's fine. Alright. Thanks for your help, Blake. Yeah. Yeah, it's not at all intuitive. But it's really complex for an NES game, which is impressive. A rope barrier. Okay, so I think I have to use the lighter, which, of course, the other character has. That's creepy. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I think if you run into those, it, I think that's how you get the monster encounters. Yeah, the music is really cool. Oh, here we go. Random monster. That's cool. Evil doll! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Alright, so we've got... I think... Which one did I give the, Which one did I... Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna use attack all 3 times. There we go. Boom. Fruit sword, for when a knife won't open coconuts and such. Yes. Yeah, so it's got some puzzle solving elements to it. It's got some kind of Final Fantasy elements to it. Oh, here we go. We need another sword for sure. Yeah, both parties need a sword, definitely. That's a silver sword. Yeah, so it's one of the the further you get in this game, the monsters get really cool looking. There's just some really neat, over the top, crazy stuff. It's just a big sharpened piece of watermelon. So, yeah, there's not much to that. Do we have... Which one's got the kit? They're like an One of them's got like an investigation kit or something like that. So let's switch over to the other one. There we go. so we use... Oh, that's a first aid kit. Okay, never mind. Written in blood, power of the heart overcomes evil. Man, this game's weird. Wood. It's just wood. Can I take the wood? Yes. All right. Now we've got some wood. Perfect. Yeah, so at some point I need to go back and do a like a fully in-depth video about this one as well. Because the further you get into the game, the more just over the top and crazy. I mean, it's a genuinely creepy experience just tooling around this castle, and the monsters get really, really over the top. So, like, I think I should be using. I should probably. I need to have better stock at who my healer is and who my attackers are, my tanks and everything. Are you writing all these down, Fabian? All of my out of context. Thanks for stopping by, Joysticks. More wood. We've got more wood. Oh, I need the lantern to look around in here, shoot. Or the candle, which I do not have. Crap. Oh no! I'm stuck! There we go. Alright, I need to get... Oh! Taro the Cursed. Yeah, the music on this game is just phenomenal. Alright, so... Okay, so now we can see a little bit. Oops. Got plenty of wood. One fell down but was pulled to safety. What does that mean? Alright, so do we use the wood to build a bridge? Is that what we're supposed to do? Across those chasms? I think that might be what we're supposed to do, but I'm not 100% sure. Yep, there we go. This feels dangerous. Better team up for safety. And a spear. Take that. Alright, so yeah, I'm pretty much out of time at this point, but, I did want to at least show you... Oh, somebody's in trouble. What's going on here? Oh, it's because the candle, blew out. Okay, well, anyway, I think that's, probably where we're gonna have to stop for today, because I am out of time, so, yeah, at some point I'll go back and, take a closer look, in depth with this one, but, anyway, this was fun, so thanks everybody for stopping by, and, thanks, as always, for checking out the channel. I did want to let you know, sometime in the next couple days, I don't want to make too big of a deal out of this, but in the next couple of days, I'm going to be opening up channel memberships on the channel. So if you do want to support the show and like get some custom emotes and stuff or emojis and stuff like that for the stream chats and everything, uh, you'll be able to do that. It'll be right next to the subscribe button. There'll be a button that says join, so you can if you want, and if you don't, that's fine too. But I know some people have reached out and asked for ways to support the channel. Oops, sorry, but they don't want to have to like leave YouTube and go to Patreon or something like that. So that's another way to do it. But you don't have to do that. And I'm not going to put like videos behind a paywall or anything like that. All of the content is free. If you want to support the show a little bit further, you can. But if you don't, I'm just happy that you watched the show. So that's really all I'm going to say about that. Just want to let you know that that will be a thing that exists. Retro Gamer Guy, thanks for stopping by. Happy Halloween, Blake. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for your help. Trickster, thanks, man. Thank you for the kind words. Hawk, was it the fall or the stream ending? The world may never know. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Fabian. Appreciate it. Brandon, thank you. Mike, as always, thank you. Yeah, so thanks everybody for stopping by today, and I hope you have a great weekend and a safe Halloween weekend, and play some good scary games, and don't text and drive. I'll see you next time on Friday Night Arcade. Thanks, everybody.